So I've always been inspired by the hero's journey, the idea of the hero's journey. And to be honest, like I always kind of wanted to live it out in my life. So the essence of the hero's journey is really simple. It's like the would-be hero realizes that there's something seriously wrong with the world in which they're living in. Something is seriously lacking, or something has been taken, or something is really not right. And I think that as Westerners, we can all relate to this feeling very much, like we're living in the midst of Western civilization, and something is definitely not right. Something is definitely missing. Something very important is missing. So in this case, the Western hero's journey is going on a journey of initiation to reclaim what was lost, what was taken, what was concealed, to reclaim it and then bring it back to share. So this is what happened to me, and this is how I kind of see my own journey, and this is how I see the mission of the School of Modern Soul Science. The School of Modern Soul Science is what I've created to share what I've retrieved. I left my civilization. I moved to the Sacred Valley of Peru, this mythical place where people are full of spiritual seekers, surrounded by sacred mountains, where ayahuasca is legal, where all these psychedelics are legal, where people are pursuing freely their initiation. I moved here to retrieve something that has been lost in Western civilization, and now I'm making this school and this channel to share what I've retrieved and to reinstate it. And so that's my story. That's my like personal hero's journey. And if you want to get specific, you can actually get really specific about the Western hero's journey. What has been taken? What has been stolen? What do we need to retrieve? And that is the spiritual gnosis, the connection to our divine self, to our divine core, the connection to lineage, to an unbroken chain of spiritual lineage, the connection to shamanic wisdom, the connection to initiatic wisdom, the connection to what they call in esotericism, the golden chain. It's been cut. And we have been isolated so that we can be enslaved, so that we can be indoctrinated. So that's the predicament we're in. That's the crisis we're in. Our true history has been concealed from us. Our true lineage has been concealed from us. It's been taken. We have to get it back. So I went on a mission to retrieve it, and I got it, and now I'm sharing it. So in this school and in this channel, you'll find the fruits of what I've retrieved. I'm now doing that work of sharing it. So this is why this is a very important journey that we all need to make. We need to retrieve. We all need to go on our own individual journey to retrieve this spark, this divine knowledge that has been taken from us, that's been withheld from us, and in some cases even corrupted. So that's what the School of Modern Soul Science is offering. This is my own attempt to return what I've managed to find in my journey. And also to help others make that same journey themselves. So, this is a wonderful place to visit. Let's say, okay, if you catch my drift.
So this thing that you're teaching and offering, is this called alchemy?
This is alchemy that has evolved into it's 21st century alchemy. Yeah. Alchemy evolves over the centuries. Rosicrucianism evolves over the century. This is not the alchemy of somebody in a laboratory mixing chemicals together to try to make the philosopher's stone. This is entheogenic alchemy. This is soul alchemy. At heart, alchemy is transforming the soul so that it can become a vessel for the spirit to incarnate. The soul needs to become transmuted so that the higher self can come and inhabit it. And so alchemy, in a nutshell, is doing all the transformational work necessary on our psyche, on our soul, in order for our spirit to come and inhabit. And when our spirit comes and inhabits, we are on the way to fulfilling our purpose and our reason for being incarnated right now. So that alchemy happens at a very high level using psychedelics. Psychedelics are like the royal art of alchemy. But it works with all forms of inner work. And that's what Jung was doing. Jung was teaching 20th century alchemy, and Steiner was teaching 20th century alchemy. How to transform your soul so that you can incarnate your spirit. And but
what does that mean? What does alchemy mean now in 2023? What is alchemy? What are we doing?
well, a lot of people from the Western civilization have very damaged psyches and very damaged astral bodies. Trauma splits the astral body, and there are forces that can infiltrate the astral body or the soul. We call it the soul or the psyche. So a lot of the work that Westerners need to do is cleansing, cleaning, and repairing the damage that has happened from living in a civilization where we not only have been traumatized in our own life, but our parents have been traumatized and their parents have been traumatized, and we basically inherit a whole chain of trauma and darkness and illness, spiritual illness. So the early and more kind of dark and grueling and gnarly early stages of alchemy involve transmuting the illness and the darkness in us and healing. So healing, the work of healing ourselves is basically the first stage of alchemy. And then that opens up into further stages of purification and of being initiated into the spiritual world. Before we can be properly initiated into the spiritual world, we need to sort out our relationship with the lower realms. We need to kind of go down into the lower realms and rescue parts of our soul that are languishing in the lower realms. And once we've done that first stage of work, we can move on to another stage of work, which involves, learning how to work in the spiritual world. And then that opens up into another stage, which is getting into the realms of having a mission, having a higher purpose, having a service that you do, being of service, having I use the adjective bodhisattvic, doing bodhisattvic work in the world, being of service to humanity in the spiritual battle that we're fighting right now. Everybody has a destiny, I believe. Everybody has a mission. And so the alchemy is discovering your mission, doing all the initiation you need to start accomplishing your mission, and then go about accomplishing it.
So the point of the alchemy and the initiation is to make you able to be of service.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's the shamanic initiation.
It's not just to realize your destiny.
Oh my God! Oh, and then be enlightened on a mountain for the rest of your life and live in bliss, right? No. We need people to fight the good fight. We need spiritual warriors. We need a new breed of shamans, like Western shamans that are fighting to do soul retrieval on Western civilization, that are like a light in the darkness. All of these people that are awakening right now, that are having a shamanic calling, that are having an initiation journey, they're being prepared to do vitally important work in this crisis that Western civilization, that all of humanity is facing. And it involves service, selfless service. But we can't get to the point of selfless service, and that's the last stage of our initiation. We need to heal ourselves first. We need to sort out a lot of stuff with ourselves, with our own soul, with our own family, and with our own problems. And so that's the early stage. And then we move past that stage and we're able to be of tremendous service. And that's the dream. That's the highest satisfaction. When you can be of service, there's nothing more satisfying than that. And there's a huge generation there's a huge wave, a tidal wave of Westerners that are feeling this call to be initiated into something. They might not even know what, they just know it's some sort of initiation into something higher, something greater than themselves. And they need the map to do it. Alchemy has the curriculum for this process. When we study shamanic initiation, we can see the curriculum for this process. It's even hidden in cinema, even with the hero's journey. It's symbolically referring to what we all need to do. But it ultimately always ends with returning to the tribe with something to share. Returning with something to share, being of service.
So you're not just doing this work for yourself, for your own soul's evolution.
I evolve through service. I'm evolving as a servant. I'm learning how to serve better and better. I'm learning how to be of more use and more service to my people. And I think like the goal of the task of this YouTube channel is to reach the people out there who need this knowledge right now and who are like looking for it. They might not even know how to ask for it. They're just kind of like looking on YouTube, hoping, like fishing for something and like hoping that they'll find it, whatever that it is. I know what that it is. That it is initiation guidance that can help them undergo this process successfully so that they can be of service, so that they can discover, I shouldn't say they, you can discover your higher purpose, and then you can actually do the training you need to actually start accomplishing it. What is the point? So the thing that's happened is like people are resonating with the idea of shamanism. Like, yes, okay, I'm going through an initiation. I'm supposed to be some sort of shaman. How do I get training to be a shaman? Well, let's go to the indigenous tribes where they still have an unbroken chain of shamanism. But the problem with that is that shamanism needs to grow out of the culture it's meant to serve. Like the culture gets ill, and there's an automatic immune response in the culture to call shamans to be initiated in that culture in order to be of service to that culture. But what's happening now, because the West has had our own shamanic impulse persecuted, starting in the 1700 years ago, the shamanic impulse has been getting persecuted. When Westerners experience a call to a shamanic vocation in the 21st century of like urban North America, let's say, or Europe or something, they don't know where to go for initiation and guidance and mentorship, so they go to other civilizations. But the shamanism of other civilizations has evolved to serve the unique karmic needs and conditions and considerations of that civilization. So you have a kind of shamanic identity crisis thing happening. And all these Westerners that are on a shamanic path are going and studying with non-Western shamans. And then you can't quite like bring back that and plant it in the middle of Western civilization. It doesn't work. Because that shamanism wasn't made. You can't go to the Amazon and study with like a Shipibo maestro and then go into like Manhattan, New York and start like holding like Shipibo ayahuasca ceremonies. It doesn't work. And I can get into, there's many reasons why it doesn't work. I'm not going to get into all the reasons right now, but it just doesn't work. Shamanism naturally emerges out of the culture it's meant to serve. It's a higher wisdom immune response. And so the shamanism and the service, let's just call it the service that we need right now, is Westerners to go on a uniquely Western journey of initiation and then bring the fruits of that uniquely Western journey of initiation back to Western civilization to serve other Westerners. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I'm helping other people do.
Okay, that's really good. So you're saying that if I go study with Shipibos, in some way I could be like wasting my time.
It's valuable. We're in a time now of eclecticism and syncretism, syncretic, Westerners are. We're living in the time of like a recapitulation of the Library of Alexandria. For those who don't know, the Library of Alexandria was this like great library in Egypt where there were sages and wise men from all over the known world at the time, and they were all coming together and sharing their wisdom with each other. And this created Western Hermeticism. This created the foundation of the Western lineage of shamanic wisdom. So there's something inherently interdisciplinary about our own Western shamanic impulse. And it's happening again. It's happening again with the internet. We're living in like the new Library of Alexandria with the internet. People are sharing wisdom from many different shamanic lineages, and that's wonderful. But if that's not united by a central core of something that is indigenous to Western civilization, it's scattered. Something doesn't hold it together, and it's not going to be equipped to really serve the pressing needs of Westerners. What do these maestros who live in the Amazon know about what you're going through in living in like the middle of North America. They don't know the sickness that you're suffering. So they don't have the exact medicine for it. The medicine comes from you when you go on a journey to heal yourself from your uniquely Western illness, and then you bring back the medicine to share with the people in your tribe. That's how the shamanic impulse evolves, and that's how it needs to continue to evolve. So we need a whole generation of Western shamanic individuals, or like spiritually awakened people, or people that are engaged in the great work, or Western heroes, let's call them, if we want to use the grandiose language. And we need them to like go away, be initiated, and then come back.